I mean, the stats don't lie. That's a strong pickup for the team.
It is definitely an impressive stat to not have dropped a single match, but EG, they're not a pushover. I think we just saw it showcase in the last series. I'm looking to carries right now for MVP, and something that actually does well against Gyrocopter and Wind Ranger. Juggernaut's still okay. Omni's pretty decent. I'm wondering, like, it's hard to pick a carry in this situation because you're very susceptible to getting kited if you play melee because of net and surge.
Reserve time.
So you kind of don't want to play a melee core, and also you don't really want to put a melee core up against Darkseer safe lane, right? Unless it's like Jug or maybe Lifestealer.
5 seconds
like that.
remaining.
But Lifestealer's not even that good here. They don't have any vessels for him to invest into, so options a bit limited here for HOT6. We're going to see EG's potentially, let's see, secondary support.
Yeah, still really kind of looking for PPD's hero here, I'd imagine. I mean, that tree that we were talking about earlier is still available, and it's going to come out. It's going to be left here to the final pick, and I think EG are going to be very happy with the fact that it was left to that point. PPD's tree coming out yet again, and as you said, for a lot of reasons, going to be very nice against MVP HOT6 lineup.
The one thing is tree armor is slightly less good against Lesh. That's one thing to keep in mind, because Eda can eat it immediately. Pulse Nova is instance damage. He has ways of taking it off. I really like EG's draft, though, because if you look at their AoE potential, they have Overgrowth, they have Vacuum, they have Gyrocopter ulti, and like even things like Riptide, and just being able to throw out a Power Shot or a Shackle on top of that. It's insane synergy. In 5 vs 5, okay.
Oh boy! We're going to see a Tinker.
This I was not expecting.
Well, this is going to be good. This is going to be exciting. Let's see. I mean, this is ballsy. Picking up a Tinker against EG, a team that just crushed Vici Gaming. What? Andy, go.
Okay, so there's a couple of things about Tinker that actually are pretty good against this style of lineup. One thing is EG has really good sustain because they're going to have Darkseer mech, right? You're going to have tree armor. You're potentially going to have Urn. PPD went Arcane Urn against the Vici lineup, and it worked out very well. They just continued to push after they had their small advantage. But in this matchup, Tinker can just stop a push alone. And since EG don't really have a hero that can jump in, you know, they don't have that Storm. They don't have like a Blink and a Templar Assassin or something like that. Like any hero who can just go in. They don't have it. Their lineup is tailor-made to be able to disengage when they want to, and 5-man. Like, that's what they're supposed to do. Tinker can single-handedly deal with 5-man pushes by just spamming March. So maybe that could be their thinking going into it, but
for battle.
I just want to see how well the Tinker performs, because a really well-played Tinker can be a nightmare for any team.
Absolutely, and as I said, picking it in this situation, you're obviously going to be very confident. MP certainly must know what he's doing to pick it up against this lineup from EG. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with the final series today on this mainstream. Evil Geniuses up against HOT6. Big shout out to any of you joining us from that mainstream, from the desk. As the game, well, we're ready to get it underway here with myself, ODPixel, and of course Draskell. Shout out, of course, to Wepas, who will be doing the observing. And also big shout out to Scriff, who was observing in the EG versus Vici game. Be sure to spread those guys some love. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with this matchup. It's going to be an exciting one. I'm excited to see the Tinker.
I want to know...
30 seconds to battle.
Okay, I think it's support Lesh. Yeah. Or no, wait. No, he's buying Null. Never mind. All right, he has a ton of regen. Okay, yeah, so it is going to be potentially Tinker mid. Maybe they don't want the matchup of Lesh versus Wind Ranger. Maybe they just don't feel okay doing that.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. They're going to opt towards that lane, side lane Lesh instead of the mid lane. EG looking to secure themselves the top rune. Certainly will find it off the back of this. And Tinker will be able to get himself that bottom bounty rune.
Begins.
Will be able to get himself on that way to the bottle. And indeed, there we go. Tinker's first. And depending on how it goes, maybe last performance here at the International 2015. Let's see what MP can do on it. See how well he can cope in that mid lane against Sumail on his Wind Ranger. So far, the block at the moment, they're going to be that point part of the lane. Looking to go slightly better for Sumail as he will be able to get that high ground advantage. So nice start there for the Wind Ranger. Lanes elsewhere across the map. We've got Fear at the moment on his own at the bottom on this Gyrocopter. Over on the side of HOT6, you've got Sun on his Undying, also joined up by Jirax for the time being here to look for a bit of harassment onto Fear, but the sentry drop just in time with the rocket barrage. Jirax goes, okay, he can see me, he can see me. Jirax plays a little bit careful, but dual lane's coming out from EG at least for the time. PPD's going to head down to the bottom lane, and again, the rocket barrage again. Jirax taking a lot of damage here. They will be able to get rid of that sentry. But
I think he tried to tango it and just miss.
I see. So it took a little bit longer than intended. But
Yeah,
so what are we thinking about the lanes? Who's going to come out on top here?
I think mid should still favor Sumail. With tree armor, better base damage, better animation. Well, Tinker actually, I think, has a little bit higher base damage at the start, but Wind Ranger has better int gain, so after a few levels, Sumail will definitely start pulling ahead. And with tree armor, normally, if you just spam rockets, you can kind of win a lane based on that, but I don't think it's going to work here for the Tinker. He's going to have to rely on something else, because PPD can just armor him over and over again. And then top, it's just Universe and Aoi. You're going to have a Leshrac up here trying to farm. It shouldn't be too much of a problem for Forev. So this lane for me is more of a wash. And then bottom, it's just going to be fear farming. I don't think they're going to be able to stop him with these heroes.
Indeed, let's see how the farm game goes out so far. Mid lane, 7 for 5, 5 for 2. Slight edge here for Sumail, as you were anticipating. MP, of course, on the Tinker. There's the potential, if the side of HOT6 are able to get those stacks going in the jungle with the old March of the Machines, he'll be able to catch himself up. Just trying to spam back on Sumail. Flash shot coming through will just be off the mark. And Jarek's, the moment he's on this bounty hunter, interesting enough, he's kind of focusing on the bottom lane. He's not really made any kind of movement towards the mid. He's more focused on trying to make Fear's life as hard as possible in this early game.
I mean, he might have been watching the last series and seen how ineffective the roaming actually was. So by sitting here and at least getting some semblance of experience, he might be trying to put himself in a better position to hit 6 faster. And then once you get the track speed going, and a couple other of the heroes on the team of HOT6 actually have some levels under their belt, they can maybe look to make something happen. Because right now, even if he were to go mid, what is he going to do? Force a wing run? Like, it's 100 mana investment. He probably uses that much mana using Invis just to get over there.
Again, they tried to go a little bit aggressive onto Fear, but with the living armor from PPT, he's going to be A-OK mid lane. Sumail and HOT6. MP just trading hits. And the farm indeed on the off lane here. How's it looking at the moment for the side of EG? Are they finding much? Well, you've got Universe, of course, on that Dark Seer, getting last hits, of course. And Aoi just creating some space here, trying to keep tabs on Heen on his Witch Doctor. And Forever on the Leshrac, still managing to farm fairly alright. 12 CS at the moment, 4 denies. And is, in fact, slightly ahead of Fear's Gyrocopter, who's having a bit of a tougher time down there on the bottom lane.
Yeah, he's being pressured a bit. It's mainly because of Jarek's positioning. Like, he's been really good about doing pretty much exactly what he's doing right now. Just forcing Fear off the wave.
Wow, he's getting caught out here by the stun here. The body blocks are real as well. He's trying to escape it with a surge. No! Not enough, even with the living armor. Forever will be able to claim first blood there, killing Aoi on his Naga. And, well, what a start there for MVP.
Yeah, Forev's going to be quite happy with that. He actually has almost enough for Arcanes already, and it's only 4 minutes in. So the spam coming out from him, he'll be able to keep both Universe and Aoi pretty low, assuming Aoi goes back top. I'm not sure if he's just going to run back up there. Okay, looks like he will. Just going to keep that dual offline going. They're feeling confident that it's going to be fine. They just want to make sure that he gets to like level 6 at a decent timing, because then having the song available just means that you can stop a really bad team fight from going too poorly for you. And the Tinker versus Wind Ranger matchup getting more lopsided. Kind of expected that to happen eventually. With the utilization of tree armor and Tinker's inability really to harass against this, it's kind of tough for MP right now.
Indeed, and that is, of course, with Tinker going for this kind of skill build that you'd expect to happen. They actually was saving those 3 points there. Now he's put them all into March. So he's got those 2 points in the laser, the 3 in March here at level 5 at the moment. Indeed, Sumail just having a slightly better time here in lane, and maybe looking to go a bit deeper here with Illusions, just harassing back MP on this Tinker. Jarek, thanks to the fact that he has been sticking in that bottom lane, has found himself the level 3 now on the Bounty Hunter, and now going to be able to soak up a little bit from this pull as well. They're looking towards mid here as well. MP a little bit low, has still got a bottom pole charge. Aoi looking for a potential wraparound. They're going to find the Shackle here. MP could be in a lot of trouble. Net as well, moving him. They'll take down the Tinker. There will be a TP coming in from the Witch Doctor. It's going to get cancelled. It was too late anyway. And the rotation from Aoi there, securing that kill for Sumail in the mid lane.
That was a really, really nice rotation coming in from Aoi. He just understands the fact that given the way that HOT6 are warding right now, like obviously you put a ward mid, but it's very easy to bypass in that position. I think they just put that ward there, maybe anticipating the fact that Naga could have been bottom instead. But I'm not entirely sure if HOT6 were expecting a dual offlane. He smoked up again. Top lane though.
Top lane indeed, trying to go on Universe. He's just got enough mana here for the Surge. The Maledict not going to be quite enough, especially with the living armor coming in from PPD. Again, HOT6 Aoi applying a bit of pressure here onto MP, and again another TP was being looked for from Jerax, but he ends up cancelling it again. Just trying to scare back EG, trying to help out MP get that farm in the mid lane. That he is certainly falling behind more and more so against Sumail. 37-13 on your Wind Ranger, 21 for 2 on your Tinker.
Yeah, Sumail's owning right now. Like 6 minutes in, having that much CS. That's extremely good in a 1v1 matchup. Like even with the help of tree armor, just showcasing that the Wind Ranger like auto attack animation of base damage is insane.
I mean, still in terms of farm, MVP HOT6 doing a good job of keeping tabs on Fear. He's 19 for 2 at the moment. You look at the Lesh, 39 for 6, and of course Lesh did get that first blood as well. So the difference between the two cores at the moment is pretty hefty between these sides, and they do catch out Universe here nicely with the stuns after the search has been used. Living Armor's not going to be enough, and again, the top lane getting themselves another kill, this time onto Universe. More gold into the pocket of Leshrac, and even though the mid lane might not be going too great for HOT6, the safe lane certainly is.
And their Undying is farming like a beast, like 34 and 20 right now. He's pretty much just keeping Fear almost out of experience range sometimes. It's kind of insane, actually, that just the Bounty Hunter being in the vicinity and just sitting in that lane is doing so much to stop Fear from being able to like get anything done. And normally, you know, you'd be able to pop a Rocket Barrage and a Leech Seed and maybe go for a kill, but PPD doesn't even have enough money to buy Dust. He's totally broke, and he spends what money he has on just one Observer Ward, so somebody's going to have to buy some sentries or something if they want to do something in this bottom lane.
Look at that again, Sumail just moving in, keeping MP incredibly low. This lane going to be very hard for the Tinker to find a decent amount of farming now that the Wind Ranger has got that lead. Bottom lane, 3 heroes at the moment on the side of EG are in the area. Fear, PPD, and Howie, of course, on his Naga. Just trying to make the pulls, making the most of it. Actually leaving the top lane unattended for the time being, because Universe has headed into the jungle on the darks here, starting to look to clear up some of the camps.
Is under attack.
That's now moving in onto PPD. The level's still looking pretty good on the bounties. Level 5 at the moment, very close to 6. With the Orb of Venom here, trying to chase down PPD. Now the Shuriken as well, bringing them incredibly low. PPD still alive though with the Living Armor, and now Fear turning around the Rocket Barrage. They do lose PPD, but Fear and Howie, they find one. They're going to look for Jerax as well with the cooldown. It's going to hit out of Universe, comes in with the wraparound. They take 2 kills back in return for losing PPD. But all in all, a nice turnaround and bit of reaction play there from EG.
I think it should have been pretty obvious the Universe was kind of in the area, right? He hadn't been shown in lane for quite a while. Ferev's been able to hit the tower. It's almost a half HP. Maybe they just figured, you know, we see an opportunity to go for the tree kill. It's probably worth it. The Bounty Hunter's level 5 right now at 8 minutes in, so Jerax is not going to have a level 6 timing that's too bad. He'll probably hit it like 10 minutes, 11 minutes. And then you can start looking to try to take team fights from there. The other thing, too, that's cool about having Bounty and Tinker on your team is whenever you throw out tracks, you're pretty much ensuring that Heat-Seeking Missile is always going to land, right? And it does a substantial amount of DPS during the mid-game. And most Tinker players will max that secondary after March is already maxed out, and then you have 2 points.
They try and go for Fear here. Sun and Jerax moving in, but the cooldown as well, and the Rocket Barrage is just too much damage. HOT6 just have to back up. Jerax getting very close to losing his life there, keeping himself right back. He's coming as well, but they just can't seem to kill Fear at this moment in time. Mid lane, trying to go in on Sumail with his rotation from Ferev, but Sumail is just going to be speedy and head back up to the high ground. Nothing going to be achieved here by this Leshrac rotation. If anything, just giving a lot of space on the top lane for PPD to soak up some experience. Bottom lane, with the Tricore, ready to start pushing, but Fear's there, ready to defend his tower. Has got the Wraith Band now complete. And to finish that, Aquila on top of the phase boost. Jerax looking for the wraparound. They're keeping himself very, very safe. He is all alone, though. And we do have 4 members of HOT6 coming down towards this bottom lane. Universe is going to head back up top to join PPD. And, well, with that space created, MVP are going to look to try and finish off this tier 1. He's got the sentry down, well aware that Jerax is around the corner, hovering around the jungle. Fear indeed just going back to the tier 2. And yeah, just making sure that the rest of that kill is delivered out safely. And he's under the sentry now. Jerax realizes it, and he can't get out of range. Easy solo kill there for Fear, as Jerax just a little bit out of place there, unfortunately, to that sentry.
Yeah, he pings it out too. He realizes the sentry's in the area, so stuff like that really only happens once. As soon as you get the 1 death, you're like, okay, well, there's a sentry there. I'll just deward it next time. But because of that huge rotation, EG, they're also going to be pressuring top in the meantime.
Under attack.
MVP looking to potentially try to go on Fear, but his awareness is so good. Like, he realized as soon as he sees like 1 or 2 heroes from HOT6, it's like, yeah, they're probably going to 5-man dive me. He just backs up, doesn't give anything away for free, and his team is trying to do something elsewhere. Sumail farming some stacks here, looks like.
They're sending TPs in here, the side of MVP. If they can catch out Sumail, it's going to be pretty big. Heen moving in with Forever as well on the left track. Can they find the stun? Yes, they can. Sumail in a lot of trouble. He's got the living armor. Is it going to be enough to keep him alive? He's trying to turn around a power shot. He will go down. MVP able to claim themselves that kill here. And a big kill as well, because Sumail so far has been doing very well. Top of the net worth board for EG at least. But still, it is Forever overall that's at the top on the left track with 5,000 at the moment in the bank.
The first blood and what he's got 2 kills, 1 assist right now, including that first blood. So he's had a pretty awesome early game start, getting very close to picking up that bloodstone. I think he needs a vitality booster in the recipe, so he's like 1100, maybe a little bit less away from completing that. Once it's out, I would actually imagine HOT6 to feel pretty comfortable in trying to pressure. You could walk up to towers with Tinker and just drop a March, and then you get like 1 or 2 points and an Edict after a 4F hits level 10. Or, yeah, at level 10, I think you get the first point, and then the next one's not until 12, because you want to get Pulse Nova level 2. But you push in, and you drop Marches, and then EG are going to be like, how do we defend this?
Dyer's bottom tower is under
HOT6
attack.
are going to look for a push here on the top lane. EG are there, ready to go with the smoke. Aoi being searched for. He has got the song if he wants to try and catch them out. And here we go. The aggressive song holding Forev and Sun in place. They're ready to go for this. PPD has got the ult needed. The cooldown will catch Sun. Tombstone has been dropped down. Sun getting low. They do get the death one in the bounces though. Heen doing a lot of work, but the net comes out just in time to cancel it. They've killed one. They're looking for a second. The wall gets dropped. Shackle shot won't connect. Power shot as well, just off the mark. Heen able to dodge that one out. It's just undying falling on the side of HOT6. And EG having to back themselves out of that. But they do get at least 1 pick off there from that engagement.
How did they only get 1? That really seems like they should have killed at least 2 or 3. Like, Overgrowth is massive. If you hover over the range, he actually could have hit, I think, almost all 3 heroes at the same time. But maybe he was just really concerned about getting the 1 down and making sure that Undying didn't live through the first couple of seconds in the fight. The other thing, too, is I think the cooldown actually came out so fast that maybe PPD wasn't able to walk into a better position fast enough. But they'll walk away from that with the kill. I'm sure EG are fine with it. They force at least a little bit of a reaction out of HOT6, but for now, that leaves Tinker pretty much free to do what he wants. He's picked up his bots now.
Yeah, 12 minutes in, that's not bad at all, especially, you know, regarding how the lane was going against Sumail at the start. This is good news for the Tinker, and we'll see what he's able to do across the map to indeed just accelerate his farm. He's coming up to 5k, he's only 200 gold behind Sumail. And Tinker being Tinker, if he plays it right, he should be able to catch up and keep himself on top of the farm here.
Yeah, Tinker is notorious for being able to delay the game, maintain a very high level of farm, even in the most adverse circumstances. I feel like that hero is going to be the bane of EG. Like, if they have a hard time finishing the game, it's going to be because of that hero. And even though the Lesh is farming very well right now, it's not like... Lesh is something that EG know they can manage, which is why they continually let it through the draft. So they're not really worried about that. But I'm not sure how comfortable they are playing against Tinker.
MVP, they really want to try and take this tier 1. They've still got 4 heroes hanging around here. It is just Aoi on the Naga at the moment on the top lane. MP continues to farm. Talking about the farm, HOT6 for Rev now on his Leshrac has got that Bloodstone complete here. So 14-minute Bloodstone, not too shabby at all here for the Leshrac.
Well, it is a safe lane farm. And he got first blood too.
Radiant's
so, yeah,
middle tower is
stacked,
under attack.
Sure. I think we're likely to be seeing some tower pressure here.
Radiant structures are fortified.
And yeah, here comes the Tinker.
Tinker's there to join in the fun, so it's going to be very hard for the side of EG to do anything to stop this. Pressure being applied, and looks like EG just going to look to apply some pressure of their own. Bottom lane, we have a bit of a push coming in, but here's MP ready to try and slow it off with the old March spam. See the rockets coming out for MP at the moment. Keeping Fear pushed back, and they're going to be able to keep that tier 1 on the bottom lane safe. And it looks like they will claim the top tier 1 without the side of EG being able to do anything to stop it. And indeed, the Dire, they'll be able to find that tier 1 top. Mid lane, Sumail does get a tower in exchange though. Finds himself the mid tower. DP's coming in from the Witch Doctor to join Jerax. And also Forever is there as well if they can find a slow. But no, Sumail's got a haste rune. He's A-OK. Will be able to get himself out to safety.
The one thing that's kind of cool about this matchup for MVP is that most teams look at this and they say, all right, well, EG have ridiculous mid-game. We're probably not going to try to directly contest that. And the way that MVP HOT6 get around it is they say, all right, well, we got Tinker, we got Lesh, we know he can push very well once Edict is up. And thankfully for Forev, he's got a ton of farm. So all they really need to do between Tombstone and March is say, you can't fight us in this area. Between those 2 skills, they're amazing at being able to zone people out. And EG only have 1 ability that's good for spam. They have pretty much Power Shot, right? And that's it. So with just that, they're not really good at just forcing HOT6 back. They need to actually find a way to start the fight, which is why we saw that Surge and Song combination coming in from Aoi.
I certainly do. Sumail, he's coming up to that final bit of the hurdle towards the Aghanims. 16 minutes in, looking pretty good. 750 gold to go. Jerax just trying to scout out PPD here at the moment. PPD hiding in the tree line. Jerax doesn't quite go in deep enough to scout it out, but now PPD revealing himself. Trying to soak up the levels. There is track, of course, available for Jerax. Level 7 as well. He's going to go for it here with a bit of harassment onto PPD, and the TP's coming in from Tinker as well. Backups there. PPD in a lot of trouble. They'll be able to get the pick off, and that's the beauty of running the Bounty Hunter-Tinker combination.
And later on in the game, imagine having bots too.
It's going to be... you can't go out alone on EG.
He can just TP to the Bounty Hunter.
They're here with the cooldown from the high ground. Will clip onto Forev. Not really in a position, though, to go for any more. Sun coming with the wrap around on the Undying. Has a double damage as well for this fight. So it might be a little bit hard for EG to try and take this one, Sumail. Keeping himself rusty and safe on the high ground. And the rest of the side of HOT6 are moving in. Jerax has found Universe here. It's going to be a question of whether HOT6 have the power to push. It certainly looks like they're going to try to do so. Tinker joining in the fray on the mid lane. And here we go. Worth noting, Tinker has got his blink as well. MP really accelerating the farm. And you look at it, he's on the same level as Sumail. It's still forever the top. Rocket's coming out left, right, center. Sumail, he's out of there. Getting pretty low. Living Armor doing its best to slow down this push, but the rocket spam, and as you said, with the track, it's insane. Just the distance that EG have to kind of create between themselves to stop the rate, because the range is huge when you've got the vision.
Yeah, Undying and Tinker are pretty much space controlling heroes. So you have a certain area in which engaging a hero becomes very dangerous when the Tombstone is dropped for Undying and when March is also thrown down for Tinker. If those things are both thrown down in conjunction, EG have to run away. Like, there's no way they can stand there and take the damage. It's too much. And the thing that's really nice about having the Tinker against Tree is that when you go in and you want to kill a tower, chip damage is pretty useless against Tree. We will see a Song, though.
Oh, wow, he wants to set something off. If they can kill Forev, highest net worth at the moment, it's going to be very nice. Cooldown coming in as well. Let's try and go for it. Keen on the side, he's throwing out the paralyzing casket, but now he backs up now. Is it Forev coming in, turning this one around? EG, they're unable to find anyone. There's your Overgrowth and your Vacuum into wall, bringing Forev low, but they've already managed to kill Universe here. It's actually a fight going the way of HOT6. Fear incredibly low here. Look at the zombies go. The track as well, chasing down Fear, and now we back to the base. Sumail's just running away as well. And even with the Song setup, EG's just unable to take the fight and lose Universe.
I think that using Song to initiate might not be the best play. Like, obviously, hindsight is 20/20, but when you walk in and the Bounty Hunter gets a track after you've already used Song, they're all going to be able to chase you down. So they lost one hero, and unfortunately there was a tier 1 in the way, so like HOT6 couldn't chase that far.
Oh, the stun! Catching PPD, he moving in with the dust, and that's another track kill there for HOT6.
That was sick.
I've got to say, HOT6, they're playing very, very nicely against EG, and the Tinker pick so far, pretty much flawless. It's doing its job.
Yeah, I didn't really get to say everything about the matchup versus Tree, but in a nutshell...
Oh, Shackle shot onto Sun going in here with the... they bring him down. That's Undying dead, out of place and out of luck. That's the Undying down, and I've got to say...
please.
You know,
there were like 4 trees in the way, but it prioritizes heroes, right? Like, that's just how the ability works, so it was just funny.
You know what I like? MP. He's going for that Aghanim's mid lane. Well, Forev, he's going for Sumail with the help of Ian as well. Sumail getting low. Sumail actually trying to find the kill onto Witch Doctor desperately. Will he be able to get it? No, he won't. Forev holding him in place with the Yaws, and bam! And that's going to be Sumail going down. Doesn't find the kill onto Heen. And MP going to be going for that Aghanim's because of the fact that the track works so beautifully with the Rockets.
Yeah, the site is... it's incredible. Like, when you're playing Tinker, the range of the ability itself is massive, right? So it's 2,500 range. It's pretty much like level 1 or 2 snipe from Sniper. So that range, when you have vision of them 24/7, it just means you can zone them from so far away. Like, you don't ever really have to commit to a team fight, which is great because EG's team fight is actually pretty darn scary with their wombo combo. So the other thing is, when teams... oh, wait, okay, they're just doing stacks.
I mean, I say I mean, I'm guessing Aghanim's with a bandit, but I guess they could just be going for a Bloodstone Tinker.
Yeah, it could be Bloodstone.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about their lineup is that you actually want to be able to spam non-stop.
I want to see the Aghanims.
Aghanims is fun. Aghanims is fun, but Bloodstone is more likely.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Today might not be the day. I hope it is.
I think back when people used to play Tinker a lot.
Jerax might be in a bit of trouble. PPD moving in here with Fear now. Hey, straight onto the Bounty Hunter. Fear picking up that kill and now on a dominating streak. And indeed, thanks to the fact that PPD has got that gem on for these movements. 87 at the moment for HOT6 though, still looking fairly good stead. 10k on your... Oh, Aoi just going to look for the song TP out here. Forev was looking for him. Of course, isn't going to find him, and Aoi's just able to escape from this one.
And Forev is crazy farmed right now.
Radiant's middle tower is
I'm wondering if
under
Sumail is going to be able to have that impact that he's looking to at this stage.
Oh,
Dyer's bottom
it's the Staff of
tower is
Wizardry
under
coming out for
attack.
Tinker. I think it is going to be the Axe.
Wait, is it actually Aghanims?
I think it is Aghanims.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean,
I hope so. Oh, now he's picking up the null, so maybe it's just going to be Dagger.
okay, he bought Point Booster Dagger.
I see.
He trolled us all.
He's trolling us.
Top tower
He's
is
keeping
under
us on the
attack.
edge of our seats. MP, though, so far, his play, absolutely impeccable. The farm game certainly real. Level 13, and it's 10k, second on the board, over 1.5k ahead of Fear on his gyrocopter. MVP HOT6. They're certainly giving it some against EG, and it's very impressive so far.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'm really a fan of their draft. Like the way that they're
Radiant
playing it too.
structures are fortified.
If you look at it on paper, like Tree is really great at defending when you can push the enemy team off your tower because chip damage is it's pretty meh, right? But if you just say, okay, well, we're gonna 5-man and you can't fight us.
Towards the
Fear.
mid lane, Fear, he's the target. Jerax moving in, Forev closing in as well. If he can get the slow onto Fear, he's looking for it. Oh, PPD is there to back Fear up though. Jerax is still going to try and chase this one down. TP coming in from Sumail to the tier 2. EG might look to try and turn this fight. They've also got Universe in the nearby neighborhood. Jerax. Oh, the shackle that called out. The combo couldn't have been any more perfect. That's a 1 down. That's a 2 down. And that is EG's reaction there on top form. MP just gets himself the heck out.
Don't blame him.
It's going to be Axe. It's Axe.
Wait, he bought a
He's bought an
Talisman and then bought...
I think the no tally was early from the laning stage. He just moved it out of its
Oh, he
stack.
moved it, okay.
But now he's got an ogre. It's going to be the Aghanims, and I think, well, that's a dead witch doctor as well on a side note. Sumail just managed to find the kill there. But yeah, it's because of how well it's going to work with the bounty track.
Yeah, having multiple tracks up and just being able to spam rockets nonstop. The other thing, too, is the laser bounce is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's 550 cast bounce distance, I think. So yeah, pure damage, 320. Anybody standing even near each other, and they're going to get blown up.
It's going to be interesting indeed. And oh, that's your Tinker going down.
Yep.
Sumail again with the shackles. Sumail trying to show this Tinker that this is not the patch for him. MP trying to do the best that he can to prove otherwise. That's going to be a Blink Dagger picked up by Sumail. At the same time, Sun is able to finish off the mechanism on the Undying.
And that was pretty sick play by Sumail. He pretty much just instinctively thought he was going to be there.
His shackles have been on point this
Like,
game.
he didn't even have vision. He's just like, I think he's going to be up here. And sure enough, he was right. So, for the time being, HOT6, when the Tinker dies, it actually, like, totally thwarts their entire strategy. So, everything is based around being able to throw down March, be able to push, you know, get that track going with the rockets and just spam it out. But when that hero is dead, everything kind of just falls apart. Because then EG's lineup doesn't have anything to worry about. Like, okay, we don't have to worry about getting rockets spammed like 80 times in a row. And then Tinker coming back with just full HP and mana again, and we just can't defend our towers.
Smoke coming out from the side of HOT6. Sun, Ian following up Forev here. He's got, of course, his Bloodstone Yules. 7 charges at the moment on the Bloodstone. Moving towards the bottom
Dyer's
lane, but
top
again,
tower
EG
is
pretty
under
good here
attack.
with their awareness. Back to behind the tier 2. It's going to be hard for them to find a pick-off. It depends where Fear moves after this camp. He's going to move very... Oh, no, Heenan, Sun, they're not going to go that way, so Fear's going to be okay. And the ping's just coming out in the bottom lane, hoping to find something, but that's not going to be the case as EG are indeed elsewhere on the map at this moment of the time.
Now, EG are barely starting to pull ahead now in terms of the experience department. It's like 5k lead, which isn't... It's like maybe one team fight. But HOT6, they've been doing a great job at just non-stop pressuring. The one thing that's kind of mediocre about their team is their ability to take Roche. And that's what happens when you have Lesh mid and Tinker safe lane, right? Like, you're never really able to take Roshan at any stage in the game. And I feel like when you're Dire, maybe one of the biggest weaknesses of a lineup like this is that you have to pretty much sacrifice something to kill Roche. Because you're certainly not killing it fast. And even if you do go for it, you're not really going to be killing it efficiently, and you're going to take a lot of damage. So that might be the one downside for this particular style of HOT6. Whereas EG, they get tree armor and a Wind Ranger with Ags. That enough just kills Roshan. Like, you could just, if you find one good fight, EG can just go take it.
I
mean, I guess on the plus side for HOT6, they can't take Roshan, but they've got a good lineup for defending Rosh.
Yeah, they can definitely stop EG from doing it. It's just going to be one team has to win a fight, and EG don't need to win the fight as hard as HOT6 do. Like, HOT6 have to basically wipe EG, because if any heroes are in the area, you kind of have to back because of how slow you do it, right? So, here comes MVP.
Tinker, just 100 gold away from that Aghanim Scepter here. And here we go with the push onto the tier 2. Just tanking it up here with the march, making it impossible for EG to come and defend this one. It's going to be very hard for them to stop this aggression from MVP. He's tanking up the tower here with the Voodoo Restoration, more than enough to deal so. Forev just clearing out the tree line here to make sure EG can't go for any sneaky business. And there we go. Your Aghanim's picked up. I know Knoxville is the man with the stats. I don't know what the stats are on competitive Ags Tinker in this patch, but I'm sure he'll be able to let us know. But I've got to be honest, this has got to be one of the rare few.
I don't think it's been picked up before. Maybe like once or twice in some random matches, but I don't think it's been picked up before.
Well, at the same time, EG, they're looking to push down the mid lane. Sumail looking for the tier 2, but the pressure's being applied here by HOT6. They're ready to try and take this to the high ground here. Looking to move into the base of EG. Okay, there we go. Only second Aghanim's bought on Tinker this year. I guess it's impressive, maybe not too much in the sense we don't really see Tinker as a whole, and this is a nice song. Catching HOT6 out. Now, what can they do at the back of it? The wall gets popped down, the cooldown is going to be the wombo combo! Ow, HOT6 getting blown up! That's 2 heroes down here at the moment. Forev's getting his snared up as well. He's going to lose his life also. Does manage to get the suicide off, but 3 heroes dropping on the side of HOT6. And Evil Geniuses defend their base with a lot of flair and a lot of style.
You gotta respect the wombo combo, right? Especially when you're going high ground. You walk into a song, 3 heroes in vacuum range, that fight is like automatically lost. The one thing about their lineup for HOT6 currently is they lack BKBs. And I think after that, you might see Forev actually just go back and say, you know what, I'm gonna make a BKB. Because it stops almost all that damage.
He's come out, and Forev and MP are here. Fear getting blown up. Did, of course, go for that damage-orientated build with the, the fairly early MKB, no BKB here on the Gyrocopter. And, yeah, you're going to get blown up in that track gold, yeah. 1k straight up for the bounty just from that kill alone.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter gold is a real thing in Dota 2, for sure. I'm wondering what the next item is actually going to be here for this Tinker. Like, after Ags, do you go for more mana? Do you go for the Hex? Do you go for the Shivas?
Radiant's bottom tower
because when I
attack.
see stuff like Aghanims, I typically think like Bloodstone Ags is kind of the way that you synergize it, and they're still pushing that. Like, they do not want to give up.
They know that the wombo combo's down for a good bit of time, so this is the time to go. Tombstone has been dropped. HOT6 ready to go in there. Just sitting on the sideline here with the rocket spam. MP doing what he can with the march as well to make sure that the creep wave gets pushed in. Fortification actually going to come out now from EG, trying to slow this one down. But still, they clear off the wave and they're ready to do some damage to the tier 3 HOT6 in their entirety, ready to go. At the same time, we do see, of course, the Naga Illusions working their way up this top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower
And the moment, of course, has got those mana boots
Dire's
and the
top
Glimmer
tower is
Cape
under attack.
on Naga, and 1800 gold to go as well on top of it. Yeah, they've sent back the Tinker to clear out the lanes, and it's not going to be much of a mission at all for the Tinker. Very good at defending against these kind of slow siege pushes.
Another benefit of HOT6 lineup is, like you mentioned, it's so hard to go high ground against them, so even if, for whatever reason, HOT6 managed to give up map control, the last hurdle for EG is, can we go high ground? The one thing that's good for EG, though, is that they have 2 ranged heroes, so one of which, Wind Ranger, you can just pop in, you can throw out that ultimate onto the tower. Once he gets BKB, he's going to be pretty darn safe. And bottom, I don't think HOT6 want to give up. I think they realize that this is their timing, and they
really
want to end
go.
it.
They do. I mean, the ultimates are all back up for the side of EG, so they could look for a repeat of that last very nice engagement for the side. But HOT6, they've got no fear at the moment. They're going in. Tinker's coming in as well. The full 5-man ready to push.
The combo's on.
And that's your song. They're going to try and go for round 2. This time, MVP HOT6 a little bit more spread out. Fear will drop the cooldown. Should connect onto Tubo forever. And Sun getting caught out. Here we go. Somehow with the BKB and the ultimate there onto Witch Doctor. The Shackle Shot will catch out forever. Now your Vacuum Wall catches out 2 here. HOT6 looking to disengage though, backing themselves up. They do just lose Heen here on the Witch Doctor. Again, a lot of ults being thrown down. Could have been a lot worse if the side. The tracks are out. So Tinker will be ready to get himself in with those rockets when he's regened up. But still, for HOT6, they do lose Witch Doctor. But as I said, everything pretty much being thrown out by EG. They do still have the Overgrowth. but not finding as much as they did at least in that last defense.
Thankfully, cooldown's not that long of a cooldown, so
Radiant's bottom
it's going to be up in
tower
another
is
10
under
seconds.
attack.
The tree armor is keeping the tower alive for the time
Whoa,
being.
that
Nice
shackle! What the heck? Onto Forev and Sun, bring them together, but it's all right. Sun gets the mech off. The Rockets and the track just keeping EG forced back here.
They need to stop standing on top of each other. Like, if somebody is tracked, you need to move away from them. Because otherwise, you're just going to keep eating rockets in the face. The one thing about track is it gives you vision around the hero as well. So even if you're not tracked, you can't still stand next to them, because that just means you're giving more targets for the rocket to hit, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely indeed. But so 15 for 9 for EG. How's the graph looking? Has it reflected this much? It is EG with the lead still at this point in the game in terms of XP, so more so 10k. Always 5k. I think the difference there being the fact that the Bounty Hunters are able to kind of rein in that difference a little bit towards MVP HOT6. But it is EG with the lead. HOT6, we talked about the fact that Roshan were never going to be the quickest. They're going to go for it nonetheless and see if they can get away with it. And it looks like it might just work here. EG aren't in the neighborhood.
They got a Solar Crest, so that should be enough to speed it up. But Jerax isn't in the area, and Sumail is over here with an Invis.
Sumail?
Maybe he just doesn't expect it?
You're going to put the sentry. Sumail. They know he's there, and they're going to track him straight away here. They're going to try and go for it with the stun. They'll get it off as well. Sumail getting caught out. The magical burst is a lot, not quite enough. He gets the BKB off, will be able to get himself out. Now the question is, has that spooked MVP enough to stop them from going for Roche? Looks like it hasn't. Tinker goes straight back in here. They want to continue here with the Bounty Hunter. Solar Crest. Double damage is there as well. That's the dream. That's the dream. He's going to be able to go in there and help finish this one off. But they want to fight. All the ults are available. Aui's got the song going in. Here we go. Who are they going to be able to catch out? HOT6 have very nicely spread themselves apart, though. It's going to be hard for the one-by combo to latch initially. Sun's got the tombstone down. Will get taken down by Fear. They don't look to fight off the back of that one, EG. They just look to get rid of the tombstone. Now Aui getting caught out by the stun. But they've got the pipe complete on Universe, buying them some kind of sustain. Heen goes down. They've actually found 2 kills now, EG. Looking very good for them so far in this fight. Still just Forev, Jerax, and HOT6 MP from the high ground, throwing out the rockets. Not doing quite enough to stop EG from going in, and EG are just going to get those 2 kills. So now just chilling here on the high ground. BKB is still on cooldown for 20 seconds. There we go. Straight back into Rose. EG a lot faster at taking it than HOT6, and they should be able to finish this one off. It looks like HOT6 aren't too happy about it. Can they do anything to stop it? Threat is going to find a lovely stun. And look at the damage from the March as well. Universe getting low. Will get himself out. They do get Roshan, and Aegis gets himself the Aegis. And Dwarf, they've thrown up Sumail. Now with the overgrowth, but PPG's going to fall as well. Aegis has been popped on Fear. Jared's trying to chase down Aui, and now with the stun as well. They get Aui. That's a double kill here for Forev on the left rack. Universe getting himself the heck out of there. So even though EG are able to get themselves the Aegis, it doesn't pay off. They lose the Aegis immediately, and they lose 3 heroes on top of it. And look at that track gold. A difference there of about 5,000 off the back of that for the side of HOT6, and a massive swing in terms of XP as well.
All I'm going to say is thank God Fear had MKB. Because if he did not have MKB, that laser hit everyone inside of the pit. The damage on Roshan would have completely halted. There might have even been a chance for them to steal that away.
Bottom lane, they found MP here. Fear and Universe want revenge. Moving in onto the man. Is there anything that MP can do to live through this one? Well, with Universe surged up and chasing it down, I don't think so. I think it's going to be a very dead Tinker, and Universe, the final couple of punches. There we go. Goes forward there with the blink and the final punch to take down Tinker. A bit of gold there going back the way of Universe. BKB now finished up by Fear, so going to help him out greatly in these next fights. And it's actually going to be Aui now picking up a gem for the team. And we did, of course, see a PPD with one earlier. I imagine that must have been lost to the side of HOT6 at some point. Okay, now Sumail. Who's going to be holding
the Bounty Hunter
the
has
Bounty's
Aui's
got
gem.
it. Okay, Bounty's got it. And Sumail's going to be holding the gem at the moment for the side of EG. Guardian Greaves now complete by Universe on the Darks here.
Alright, so smoke here from EG. I'm not sure if this is just a warding smoke or...
nice that's
shackle.
why you give Sumail the gem, because he's going to be able to find kills like that. Jarek's getting low, will go down, and that's going to be the gem that they can recover. So Aui's gem back in the hands of PPD. Both gems now in the hands of EG.
That's a really nice pickoff. I mean, this game is still very close, so getting stuff like that, getting the gem back, making sure the enemy team can't just deward for free. Now HOT6 are going to have to invest into another one if they want to keep that map control going for themselves. But still waiting for the BKB to come out on Forev. I think it's really important for him in this matchup to have it. In the meantime, Tinker, he finishes up that Bloodstone. He's got a very good mana pool now to be able to just spam those rockets non-stop. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go Shivas or Hex after this. I think the one concern that HOT6 have right now is the BKB duration on EG is still very high. So
Yes,
Fear has a
that's
10-second BKB, and Sumail's is at 8. which means that during those fights, the Tinker is going to have to find a way to make his team bait it out. Like, they need to run the BKB durations low.
And as we can see at the moment, 19 to 12 between the two teams. It's getting to the point where both teams have a fairly scary amount of fun. How's Sumail doing on top of that blink? Has he got a much amount of money? He's got 2k. Okay, towards his, I would imagine, be kind of first real damage item.
It's probably just going to be MKB or Davis. Those are the two common go-tos. And since they have a Solar Crest, I think MKB might be better damage output.
Yeah, especially as well with the Aghanim's Tinker's Laser.
Yeah.
Anything to ensure that you can get those arrows on target. And HOT6 now with the smoke up. Rotating around this bottom lane. Again, a little bit off the mark though. EG all in the safest place you can be at the moment. The dire jungle, in fact. And over the kind of the west side of the map. So HOT6 won't find anything with this. They might be able to get this push back round, but really this might not be the lane they want to push in. There's still tier 2s on the other two lanes they need to worry about. And if you look at the creeps in the mid, they're going right up to the base. And Sumail is there with PPD.
He's expecting somebody to farm it at some point, which he is going to be right. Can he land the Shackle though?
It depends how ballsy MP goes now. Yeah, just chilling out here on the high ground with the marching machines. No possibility of EG catching that one out. EG just kind of waiting to see what HOT6 do at this point. Just getting up a bit of vision here on the Radiant side of the map. And Sumail now revealing himself in the mid lane, just keeping this creep wave pushed in. Top lane as well, looking very good for the side of EG. Owie, of course, actually opting for that Blink Dagger. 900 gold on top of it as well for the Naga.
And when their combo is so important, having that Blink just assures you the initiation to say, once a song is out, we know the rest of the combo is going to be there, like 100%. And again, no BKBs in sight on anyone on HOT6. I mean, the Tinker could probably use one if they're going to push high ground. You're also going to need one on Lesh. Like, everyone kind of wants it, right? But you don't really want to invest the money if you're Forever right now because you want to just make sure you have enough items to continue your farm. So it's a little bit risky at this point for HOT6 to take a 5-man engagement. I think they're much better off just doing what they are now, which is continually push lanes. Make sure that you're not going to put yourself in any precarious situations. Hopefully, they can try to contest the next Roshan, or at the very least, stop EG from doing it.
Indeed, Tinker just working on the bottom. Sumail was hanging around in the jungle, but now backs off back towards the mid lane. Both teams kind of avoiding each other at this moment in time, which, as you said, may be favouring HOT6 a little bit more so with their lineup. But Fear, he's found a lot of farm now. On top of the MKB, BKB, he's got 3.4k gold. He is pretty much equal with Ferev's Leshrac farm. Certainly keeping himself at the top of the game, and we know how nasty a farm Jara can be. The win rate so far in the TI5 group stages have been pretty impressive. And Fear, of course, looking to continue that record. Sumail, he's going to look for the play here with the illusions, confusing Jerax. And off the back of that, will be able to get himself out of there and out of harm's way.
Yeah, just small stuff like that makes a big difference. Like taking a couple of ancient creeps away, scouting out for the team, knowing exactly where HOT6 are now, trying to defend their tier 1 in that off lane, just lets EG have that feeling of, okay, we can go for our setup because we know they're actually all here.
Is under attack.
Well, here we go. Fear onto the tier 1. Looking pretty low. HOT6, they're going to start the rocket spam MP from the sidelines. It's forcing them back in again. EG, they take the tower. Do they want to try and go for more here? That's the question. HOT6 are ready with the defense, and it looks like EG know it. EG just going to back themselves out. Leshrac now with the money. He brought himself the ultimate orb, and now 1,700 gold. What are we expecting to see from the Lesh then?
I'm guessing it's Hex. I mean, if he has Hex, he can, like... Well, I don't know. He doesn't have an initiation item. Is it actually going to be Hex? I don't know if Lincoln's is really that useful. It blocks pretty much Shackle, and that's it. And I guess homing missiles. So yeah, it's probably Hex. But I guess you could follow it up if you have like a Yules into a stun into a Hex, and for whatever reason, like if you catch out Sumail and he doesn't BKB, or Fear and he doesn't BKB, you can follow it up with some really high damage output and then just like blow somebody up.
19 to 12 at the moment, 39.5 minutes in. The pace of this game certainly seems to have kind of slowed down, and both teams looking for the farm. Fear's now managed to make himself up right to that top spot. 4.1k, did pick up the recipe, and now we'll be looking to get that Reaver as well. There we go, that's the completed Satanic now on Fear as well. So this Gyrocopter is sure well and ready to fight. And he's been doing very well so far this game. I think he has something like 7 kills, 1 death, and 4 assists at the moment on the Gyrocopter.
His farm has been insane, like throughout the entire series so far. Or, excuse me, the last series as well. But I'm kind of wondering if the Tinker's not just starting to fall off a bit, right? Like, we've talked about MP and how well he was playing. His position was really good, but because these heroes on EG are getting so much tankier, and he's not making anything like Hex or Dagon, he kind of lacks control. So during the mid game, having like mass rockets and just being able to push EG back by virtue of how much damage you deal, that strategy is still very sound, but it's getting too late in the game. BKBs are starting
Radiant's
to be
courier
bought.
has
People are
been
getting
killed.
way too much health. The courier actually just gets sniped right there. And that's 2 javelins, so that's not going to be MKB coming out anytime soon for Sumail. Very nice kill.
Ooh, and they found Jarex here. He's going to look for the TP, but the vacuum there to cancel it. The shackle shot landing very weirdly there, but that's enough to find the kill. And Jarex punished for being out of place once more. And 20-12.
He killed a 3K net worth courier.
He did.
I think
so
that's
3
fine.
minutes off the map. Yeah, so that's something indeed. But either way, don't see this game ending anytime soon here between these two sides. It's going to be hard for both of them to have a chance of breaking the base at this point.
Well, it's interesting because breaking the base for EG becomes easier over time and harder for HOT6 to break EG's base, right? So if we're talking sheerly in terms of, okay, who has the better high ground push? It's EG right now, by far. Just because Fear, like you mentioned, MKB, Satanic, BKB, drums, he hits it very hard. Same thing could be said for Sumail. Even with his MKB being dead on the courier, all you really need is a focus fire, and the building is going to die. Whereas HOT6, they have kind of non-scaling damage dealers to towers. Like, sure, Forev is going to click a little bit harder because he actually has some int items, but you're not building attack speed, you're not building base damage, and you certainly don't have an ability that just hits a tower repeatedly for a lot of damage, whereas Sumail has that
Dyer's
focus fire
bottom
for him.
tower
So
is under attack.
I'm thinking for EG, it's going to get to a stage where HOT6, if they just lose like one fight outside of their base and they might not have a buyback on like a core hero, they're going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, EG maybe looking to put the pressure here. They've got a few heroes down at the bottom. Let's see if they can go for something this time. So now leading the way towards the tower. MP trying to do what he can here with the rocket spam, forcing them back. And it is certainly annoying enough. And obviously killing these illusions as well, working very nicely against Owie. And again, just forcing EG back. They still seem a little bit unsure on whether to take this fight. And yeah, the call's going to be let's not do it. Sumail TP's out to the top, and Fear TP's back out towards the mid lane. And the fight is not going to be found here yet.
I think EG are okay to farm. They're not really getting ratted too hard, right? Like, they have 2 tier 2s alive still. Only 1 tower is exposed, and they have a treant protector. So, if you have a tree, and the enemy team can't just kill the tower straight up, they're probably never going to kill it. Like, that's just how it works. So now, HOT6 going for a little bit of a Roshan sneak here. It's a really nice move.
And they should be able to take this one relatively quickly now with the amount of farm they have got. As you said, Lesh with those in items, Bounty of course with the Solar Crest and the right-click physical punches. It's going to be A-OK, and EG not aware of it, nothing that they can do about it. HOT6 will be able to claim Roche, get that Aegis on them, which I imagine they will be giving here to Forev. He has got that slot free for it, and EG will. It will go the way of the Leshrac. It's going to be Roshan down in a straight-up smoke here out of the pit. Again, though, no one really on the side of EG anywhere near. The courier's back up for EG, so Sumail has managed to pick up his completed MKB. Tinker's still saving up the gold up to 3k. I mean, as you were saying earlier, it's hard to anticipate what an Aghanim Tinker builds into next. Obviously, it was the Bloodstone, but any ideas on what is it next item choice, maybe?
I'm wondering if he just goes Hex or Shivas or something. You just kind of want to buff your mana pool. When you build this way, you just want the most amount of int and regen possible. It's kind of like playing a Storm, because you're supposed to be a turret for your team. Now HOT6 potentially going to be running right into EG.
They're going to find Sumail, or is Sumail going to find them? HOT6 look to be a bit scared. In fact, well, Sumail with that blink of the shackle shot. BKB as well, straight on Taheen. That's your Witch Doctor down. They're now dropping the cooldown, and they're going to look to continue this, chasing down Forev. Universe moving forward with a vacuum onto the wall as well. It's massive. Jared's getting low. He's going to be able to keep himself alive. Sun, on the other hand, will be able to buy some time. It's not enough. Double kill for Fear. 3 heroes down at the moment. They did end up finishing off Jerax as well. It's just Forev and MP left. And that's the kind of fight that EG needs to be looking for. And certainly a fight that they very much come out on top of. HOT6 finding nothing in return.
Well, now MP is going to say, well, looks like it's time to play some split push. I don't know if TPing down here is really the best idea, though. Like, I think he needs to be at his base. They're going to realize very soon on EG that there are no buybacks. Because if you were going to buy back, you would buy back at about the time your tier 3s are getting hit, right?
Indeed, here we go. Sumail here. Chipping away at this mid-tier 3. Fear trying to do what he can to the top one. Forev there with his defense. Oh, MP getting dragged back by the vacuum. Nothing to shackle onto, though. He's going to be okay. Just getting the march out with the defense. But with that, they may just head up to the top lane and see what they can do. No,
Middle tower is
Sumail's
under
back in there straight away. Will take down the tier 3 and now onto the racks. Forever there with the completed hex and now the bouncy paralyzing cast. Won't bounce it, will bounce once. Dust has been thrown out. No one else around, and at the same time, Fear takes the tier 3 from the top. So now we're starting to see EG able to break the base of HOT6. 2 tier 3s down in the matter of a couple of minutes.
This is kind of what I was saying, is eventually EG are going to get to your base, and a Tinker is not going to be enough to defend on his own at 45 minutes in. The heroes just become too tanky. So again, no Dagon, no Hex, no ability to really control the lanes. This build has a very precise timing. At around like 25, 30 minutes in, you want to have already used your items to get a Rax, more or less. That's why at HOT6 are putting so much emphasis on pushing that bottom lane. They're like, we need to end the game. This build is not meant to transition into later stages, which is another reason why I think we don't see Aghanims that much. It's because it's a very all-in maneuver. And it's not that the idea was bad, it's just that they couldn't hit the timing they wanted to.
And talking about the Aghanims, we are going to see Aoi get that Aghanim Scepter here on the Naga Siren.
Oh god.
We did see it, I believe it was in the secret game earlier, wasn't it?
Yes.
That it was picked up, and
bought it, yeah.
they did win the game off the back. Well, not necessarily off the back of it, but it did play a huge part in some of the final fights.
It healed Arteezy basically back to full HP.
It's a crazy amount of heal. And, you know, adding the fact that you've got the Darks here, of course, with the mech, with the Greaves now, of course, and PPD with a heal as well. The amount of sustain is going to be pretty incredible for EG. And you could argue now at the point with the Aghanim Scepter on the Naga, they're ready to just go for the push and stick around on the side of the map of HOT6. Sumail, he's going to find Enid. Oh! That step Witch Doctor blinks forward, gets the Jackal onto Sun. Berev is there with the backup. Sumail pops the BKB, will actually now back up. Aoi's there as well, and actually MP going on to Aoi. Aoi will get his song off. Now, do they want to stick around and fight? They've got Universe here. He has got the vacuum and the wall. Will he be able to get them onto both? He should be able to. Yes, he does. Brings them in as the cooldown as well. Sun getting low. Will be able to find himself sometime here, but it's not going to be enough. Sun falls. They've got this Forever as well. That's going to be the third one down. He has got the Aegis. MP trying to do what he can here with the rocket spam. But now, Sumail coming in with a focus fire. Aoi's there as well. The Shackle will latch yet again. Sumail on a mega kill streak. Forever and JRX just getting themselves the hell back to the base as Universe chases them down. Drax getting thrown out, trying to get the extra movement speed. Drax hanging around, actually, quite ballsily. And Lotus Orb, notably, has been finished on Darkseer here as well. But 26-12, 3 more pickups here for the side of EG. They get rid of the Aegis as well. And HOT6 suddenly beginning to look on a back foot. Looking for Sumail here, though, with a Hex as well. Sumail needs a bit of help. He's like, guys, get yourselves in here. Lotus Orb's going to get dropped on him. And here's PPD with a backup call. He's not going to live, though. Sumail will go down. PPD Universe looking for Forev. Will get in front of him, but they all stepped in. He will find the stun as well. But Fear's so damn tanky. I don't think they're killing the Gyro here at this point. Moving in on Forev. Universe out. We're trying to do what can. Fear forcing back Jerax and Heem from the fight. Forev doing a lot here. Universe actually thinking about surging away to size. He does not want to be here. Fear going in. Pulls in. Takes down Heem. And now he's going to look for moving in onto Sun. Well, the Ghost Scepter's not going to help. He gets that Rocket Barrage magical damage. And now he's trying to get himself out. MP now with the laser. Doesn't matter. MKB Fear says Forev turning up the fight with HOT6. Fear just sticking himself around. Looking for Forev. Now Forev holding him up in the air. He's going to have the stun as well. We'll be able to find timing. No, BKB comes out from Fear. Chases one down. Forev gets himself 4 staff back. Soul Rip as well. The less live. Fear still alive though. Zoom and LP dropped down. The zombies there on it. Track as well onto Fear. Fear goes back in here with the backhand. Here's 1-2 move on net. PPD with the overgrowth. MP, he's going to fall as well. 3 heroes down on the side of HOT6 at the moment. And now Forev moving forward, trying to do what he can. MP will buy back. Fear getting caught out by the stun. Forev going for it. The Lotus Orb now. Fear now. The Hex as well. Fear's down. He's going to be careful because they're bringing him low. MP looking for it. Will find it. They'll bring down Fear. They don't have a 90 seconds Forever chasing Universe out of the base now with the All-Set hold above the other track as well. Blows him up with the stun. Will they be able to find the kill? Yes, they will indeed. Universe low will go down. That's going to be 4 heroes down from the side of EG. PPD will be able to get himself out there. 5-10 go to the man in the back of the auction. 29-16. HOT6 defend the base.
Sold to the man in the monocle. Alright, I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself. So, that whole fight was pretty ridiculous, right? Like, how did Forev actually live that entire thing? He gets his Aegis taken. There's like 3 or 4 members of EG all chasing him around. Unfortunately, it was all the heroes who deal no damage. So the only person who was able to do anything to him after Sumail died is pretty much Fear. And Fear was stuck between the base and the rest of the enemy team, right? So there's nothing really that they had to deal with him, so he just lives the entire time, makes them pop all of their abilities on them in pretty much a useless manner. And even though they had to use a couple of buybacks, they maintain their top set of racks. I mean, up until this point, they've only lost range racks, so it's not so bad.
Absolutely, but 3 heroes down the moment for EG. HOT6 going to try and use this opening to go for the bit of the base of EG themselves. Moving down towards the tier 3. Here we go. Fortification coming out from the side of EG. Living Arm as well, buying it up. Still 2 down on EG. They do have buyback available, but 19 seconds. They're going to want to hold on to it here. Not going to do anything for the time being. And HOT6, MP, just getting himself back. Still proving just a little bit too hard for HOT6 to push into the base.
Now, we talked about their very hard time they're going to have pushing into EG's high ground, and every time they don't actually just kill the tower, it's going to get healed up. And now they're going to need that Tinker to get Hex. That's the next big step here for HOT6. We talked about kind of the lull in power that MP is going to have because of his particular item build, but...
Well, that's a low storm and a half coming out just in time from Universe. Will surge away himself now as well. The Shiva's got... Oh!
Nicely
able to
done.
blink himself away.
They have Song.
They're going to go for it. Owie, looking for the setup here. He's got the full back up here behind him. They don't want to go for it. No, too many marks of the machine's going to put them off. Looking for this fight. EG back themselves off. And HOT6 still proving to be kind of hard to fight into. EG obviously did find that very favourable initiation there on the top to start with. But HOT6 turning it around over time. And still, this game could certainly go either way. Smoke up from the side of HOT6. Looking for a bit of aggression themselves. EG at the moment all on the high ground in the base. There's still a tier 2 in the mid lane, so it's going to be hard for HOT6 to catch anyone out. Oh, maybe not. EG going to smoke up themselves here. It's going to be a question of who walks into who. EG walking past the Ancients. They're going to find them. They've got the high ground advantage, and here we go straight away. Oh, the vacuum! Call down the wall onto 3. 2 heroes down at the moment for trying to get himself out of here. And Jarek trying to get out there trapped, but no, PPD is on his case, and PPD with that gem going to chase down Jarek. So Owie blinking forward as well. The whole gang, the shackle shot. They'll take down Jarek's 3 heroes dropping on the side of HOT6. Double kill for Universe off the back of that. And again, the power of the wombo combo, just too much for HOT6. And now we're at a point of the game, 52 minutes in. EG are doubling the kills of HOT6, and they're ready to go for more. They're pinging on the base. They're ready to try and break high ground. There's a buyback available for Jarex, but that is it. Buyback on the Undying, none on the Witch Doctor Prep. Moving forward, hit the Shiva's guard, getting out the Lightning Storm spat. And fair. This damn man is so damn tanky. We saw him get taken down the last fight. He's now got the Scardy as well. Somehow he goes for the objectives here, trying to go for the Rex. Forever looking for the stun, holding onto it. Talking about the stun, homing missile straight into the face of the Horde there. Yule Scepter onto Wind Rage. Will be able to follow with the stun. PPT and Owie goes straight in onto it. There's your buyback from Jarex. Realizes that Forever needs a bit of a hand. Load to Torb on Samel with the BKB as well, trying to turn it one around. But now he's actually on the retreat with the tracks coming out. The missiles as well flying out with the rockets. EG being forced back yet again. Drax is moving forward here with the track, and all for F going forward here with the force stop. Actually using up an illusion, unfortunately. Now EG want to turn. Cooldown's going to throw down, and with the vacuum, bringing Sun and Jarex back into it with a hope group holding them in place. That's the both down, and that is Jarex down with a dieback. Now the Song, they're going to look for more. They need to kill Forev. Forev has been a huge issue for EG in these fights so far. If they can kill the Leshrac, this is going to be absolutely massive. Leshrac does have buyback available though. The ensnare will hold him in place, and it just proves a little bit too difficult. Even with the Song, they can't seem to catch him. Now with the homing missile though, Fear, has he got enough damage to do so? No! Forev just turns it around. They're going to be able to cycle it up, but the Lotus Orb removing the Hex. Fear continues the fight. Will take down Forev. Now he's looking for MP with Samael there as well with the focus fire. It's a triple kill for Samael. GG well played is called. 53 minutes in, EG take game 1 against HOT6, but what a fight HOT6 gave them for the entirety of it. Tinker Agonims didn't do the job this time, but it's always exciting to see a team do something different, and I hope we see more action in game 2. And
not just a different pick, but a different way of playing the hero in general. It's always refreshing to see people try to just innovate. I mean, look at how EG brought Tree back in the last 2 series when they played against Vici and now playing against HOT6. That is their new answer for this bounty hunter kind of roaming strategy. But